Hi, welcome back to Cancel Your Plan.
I'm Mary Ryan.
And I'm Kyle Kasabian.
And together we have the podcast Cancel Your Plans.
We have it, and we're not letting it go.
We conceived it, and we gave birth to it.
Uh-huh.
Who was the one that gave birth? I think I knocked you up, and you gave birth.
Yeah.
Aww.
Out my butt.
Out your butt.
Out my butt.
And it was a really beautiful baby that has now grown into like a teenager, kind of.
Teenager. And it's a bitch.
Yeah.
It's a bitch.
She rolls her eyes at everything we say.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
She wants her belly button pierced. And I said, who do you think you are?
Girl, it's going to get caught on something.
Yeah, not even what message are you sending? It's, girl, it's going to get caught on something.
When I was in high school, this girl named Brandy, of course her name was Brandy, she was super cool, and she had a belly button piercing, and she was having sex, and it got caught on a blanket and like basically ripped out part of her belly button. And I never can't not see that. And straight up, if I have a daughter and she wants to get a belly button ring, I'll be like, okay, no, totally. I did know a girl who like got her full belly button like ripped out from it. So
that's crazy.
You do you, girl.
Ay. I've never had any. Actually, no, I did have a nose piercing for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I kept on getting infected because I was like trying to do like the cute little hoop situation, right? When I got it, I was like, oh, I want to get a little hoop. And I had never had a piercing before. I didn't know that like you don't start with a hoop.
Yeah, you have to start with a stud.
A piercer would know and would tell you.
Yeah.
Didn't tell me. Did it, and then I was like, and he was like, okay, so you have to, it's going to take a while to like heal, and you have to keep it clean. And because it's a hoop, it's probably going to move around a lot. Normally, like you usually start with with like a stud.
He said that after the fact?
And I went, oh, I didn't know that. Should we do it properly?
Yeah.
And he went, oh, it's already in now. And I went, okay, I guess I'll try.
No.
And then like I was, performing like in sketch shows and in drag shows and
getting makeup on it, and
doing just like, and I sleep on my stomach, so just like rolling around. And that my nose piercing stayed infected.
Ew.
For like, and I was getting like mini keloid. Like it wasn't like a huge thing, but I finally took it out after a year. And also, I love to pick my nose.
Yeah,
I love it.
I mean, we don't have much in this life.
We don't have much in this life.
Let us pick our noses.
And I have like this. I'm sure you've seen it a trillion times. I'm sure I'll do it during this recording, but like almost like a nervous tick of mine is that I itch my nose a lot.
Yeah.
And it does like feel itchy, but I don't know if it's like a
psychological
my body
thing.
Like tells me that my nose is itchy now, but I'm always like touching my nose, touching my face, doing stuff.
I do touch my face a lot too.
I was constantly just like ripping, almost tearing out my nose. It was crazy. Yeah,
I got these two pierced earlier this year, and the lady, and I was like, I really want a hoop ultimately in both, and she was like, no, you do not start with hoops. I will. She goes, I simply would never. I could not do that. Like. For my like moral. And I was like, come on, just give me a hoop. She was like, no, like it's not going to heal. She goes, go to another piercer if you want that. And I respected her. And now I'm so grateful that I don't have hoops there because it's healing a lot better.
Yeah, you went to someone with morals.
I did.
So yeah, I've thought about getting it again, but here's the thing. I can just pop in a fake nose ring when I'm which I've done if I want to be like a little edgy.
A little cool that week. A little
edgy. The power that I feel when I have like a fresh buzz cut and my fake nose piercing in, I'm a different man.
Okay, well, what did you cancel on this week?
What did I cancel my plans on this week? Well, as you know, I'm on a journey currently of trying to not be such a little bitch.
Sure.
I'm trying to not be a little bitch. I'm trying
Every day he wakes up and goes, Don't be a little bit.
But I'm just like, I'm trying to come to terms with the fact, not even come to terms, I'm trying to accept the fact that like, hey, I've won, I'm living my dream life, I'm making a living in entertainment.
Yeah.
And everything's fine.
Sure.
Chill out, everything's fine.
Which is I think that is always good to don't take your life for granted. Like, reflect.
So that's sort of like what I've been on the past, couple weeks at least, trying to like course correct a little bit on that. So there's, that's been informing my week. I lost my train of thought because I heard a loud noise downstairs. So you gotta say,
I know the cafe downstairs is like so busy today.
It sounded like a bunch of turkeys going.
Guys, fuck, the turkeys are back.
I'm sorry, what?
The turkeys are back. You know about like the big group of turkeys?
Oh yeah. I thought you meant in general.
Los Angeles.
So you're like, the Turkeys are back.
Like the Turkeys being like,
I don't know, like they're the Beatles and they've reunited or something.
the Turkeys. We've got the Eagles. We've got the Beatles. And now we've got
The Turkeys.
The
It's a
Turkeys.
bunch of middle-aged women.
Sha-da-da,
they go,
da-da. I have a good one that you and I both canceled on.
Yeah, what was it?
To hang up the backdrop.
Right. Oh, yeah. We didn't hang up the backdrop today.
We normally, like, if you've seen other episodes, we have like a big, beautiful backdrop
Yeah.
that we used in the live show, but it's really hard to hang up.
It's really hard to hang up, and it should be something that should be up permanently.
Yeah.
But, like, you can't when you're sharing a studio space.
Yeah, we
You
share
gotta
the
pack
studio
it up, put it away.
space, so we have to pack it up every time, and it's just hard.
We came in this morning and we were like, it's not happening, Diva.
We're not doing it, and I think that's great that we both canceled on
Yeah.
that. We were.
I love, you didn't even think twice. You went, absolutely.
Kyle went, and I went, yeah, let's not do it. But anyways, we have another great episode for you.
We have a great episode for
you.
For you, our friend Hannah's here today. It's going to be a great, grand old time. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for listening. And please, while you're here, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the like button. Also, leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. 5-star reviews. Leave us a nice message. We want to hear from you, and that's a really incredible way to support the show and help it grow.
And write in listener mail desperately. We love to get little stories from you guys about like what you've bailed on or what you have questions about.
Yeah, you can email us at cancelyourplanspod@gmail.com, or you can just straight up send us a DM on Instagram at cancelyourplanspod on Instagram.
Yeah, follow us, DM us. You can also DM us like, hey, how are you?
Oh, yeah, we do want you to ask us how we are, too.
Because we desperately need that.
This is a conversation that you're a part of.
Yeah.
We want to engage with you.
Anyways.
Because we spend plenty of time, sitting at home talking to ourselves, yelling into the ether.
Yeah.
What's the fun in that?
It'd be way nicer to talk to you guys.
Yeah. So thank you for coming back.
Thanks for coming back.
Today's guest is an actor and comedian who you've seen all over the place. She's on TikTok, she's on tour, she's on Dropout TV, she's on the new Netflix sitcom LEANNE. She's the pretty blonde lady scaling the Empire State Building holding a panicked King Kong in her hand. Please make some noise for Hannah Pilkes.
Wow, I love that intro.
Welcome, Hannah.
Kyle said your last
Do I have
name
to
right.
lean over like this each time I want to say
You can even move it around. That's what I do.
None of this footage is usable on Hannah List.
It is so usable. Clip that.
Clip it. Hannah Pilkes, welcome to Cancel Your
my gosh.
Plans.
So
We're so honored to have you.
to have you.
I'm just meeting you.
Yes.
So now I adore you.
Yes.
I adore you.
It's so good to see you.
It's really good to see you.
You guys go back through
We go
UCB?
back.
We
met originally through UCB. We were on the character team together.
That's what it is.
Oh,
We were on the character team right as the world shut down. So we had
I
just a couple
remember
months.
seeing your show.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And then that was
You finally got on a character team, and then it went away just like that.
And I'll say for me, I had anxiety every one of those rehearsals. There was something about pitching a solo in front of a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Activating.
Yeah.
Was the vibe just like nerve wracking?
Why did it feel that way?
I don't know. I think that, I remember right before, I think we had met, so briefly through Alyssa Sabo.
Yes.
And you had been like, hey, I'm not used to working in, a group setting when I'm developing, an individual thing.
I honestly think
And I was like, yeah,
That makes total sense.
This will be interesting, I guess.
Right.
And then it turned into us just being like... It was a weird format where you came in with an idea where it was essentially like, well, I'm going to do this, so I guess give notes, or I'm going to find out now if you don't like it, but I guess I'm doing
it's
it.
done. Right. Well, and I will say in general, I'm a little sensitive soul, so the wind blows and I'm like, I don't know. But pitching to people in general and saying like, oh, here's a beloved character of mine, and them going like, oh, I don't really get that. And then being like, well, okay.
No.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, it's like, well, the good news is you're not doing it, so...
Was the teacher opening it up to the class, or is the teacher just giving notes?
There was no teacher, so this was like a team of a collection of... This was like a house team at the theater.
So it's your peers.
Was it Characters Welcome?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a collection of individual character performers. There technically was two directors, who like were giving like notes and insight, but they were like
much more,
but also were like peers of ours. So they were sort of like, here's an idea, but also like, I'm not you. I can't like
do what you want to do.
Right. I will say I've now used like 3. We only did 6 months, maybe even less, and I still have used like 2 of them in life.
Great,
like, touring.
That's great.
So really, what it comes down to is being forced to write something.
Yeah, having accountability.
And I don't know if you guys have. Yeah, accountability pretty important as it turns out.
Kyle and I are very much the people who are like, we don't want to let down our peers. Like, there's nothing worse than like showing up unprepared to like a thing you wrote with your friend.
Yeah, and I've done that before, and I have been burned by
it, and I've feels
since
awful.
Never done it again.
Oh no!
Yeah. Well, it's just not a good feeling to disappoint people.
It's especially your friends. It's the worst feeling. But some people never care, and they constantly show up unprepared, and you're like,
there's a lightness of being that some people carry that I am
my 20s.
Dude, like what?
That's my 20s.
Yeah, like just with that are so there's so many how you say 24-year-olds that there's just a lightness of being that they carry that I'm like, I really envy you.
Totally.
Because I'm walking in, my shoulders are up by my ears. Going, I have 2 fistfuls of crumpled paper going, I think I could be off book maybe, and I'm pretty sure I'm off book.
Yeah.
And knowing that I'm off book, but I'm standing across from someone who does not know a fucking lick of the sketch we're going to do together.
And everyone, but they've got this joie de vivre, I went to visit my childhood best friend who was a 2.5-year-old and has a nanny that she pays. She's got a very small budget, and the nanny's like, yeah, I'll do it for this amount. But because of that, she's limited in what she can really ask for.
Fair.
But the nanny's this adorable 23-year-old who will just kind of like wispily walk in an hour late and be like, sorry, it's raining. And she can't fight it.
No.
Or it's like some other, she's like, I fell asleep at the TV last night, so I wasn't near my alarm this morning.
Oh my
so it's always like about an hour late. And it's so impossible to be mad at her because she's just really living her best life.
Yeah, it's like...
It's almost worse if you're like, I'm so sorry. Then you're like irritated. But I think this effortless, casual nature is just like, okay,
great work if you can get it.
Girl. Yeah, could never be me. I've always been the girl that's been late and is like, I lost my Wheezy. I
had a cigarette.
I had 1 cigarette last night, and I'm
Okay, so this is perfect.
Yeah, this is a good intro back to.
Yeah, so the show's called Cancel Your Plans, and we wanted to ask you about what's your relationship to socializing, to seeing through on a plan. Do you feel stressed? Do you feel at ease about it? I have a sense that you feel a certain way.
Wait, no, I want to know your senses first.
I think you're easy peasy. I think you're smooth sailing.
What does that mean in terms of?
I think your blood pressure never raises.
Do you think? I want to know, because I want to get this right.
I think you've never panicked a day in your life. I think you wake up
even keeled.
I think you wake up with a pair of sunglasses on and you just sort of smile and you roll out of bed and you get to where you're going.
I wake up in the morning with a bottle of Jack. Is this in reference to making plans or plans being made with you or just in general?
Why not
social?
both?
Okay.
Yeah, both.
Give
All
us
of
a
it.
list.
And showing up for plans, too.
Famously, I am real hit or miss with depending if I'm going to come.
Got it.
And if we've made like a reservation, that's a different thing. But if we've kind of had a hang planned in the abstract, my mental health, I never know what it's going to want me to do.
Totally.
I never know if I'm going to be a little sleepy or if I'm going to be a little neurotic.
Yeah.
But it's also, I gauge depending on the friendship. Like, it's like, if this is one of my best friends and I'm feeling like crap, I'm like, can we just do it another day?
Yeah.
If someone's in town visiting, I'm not going to bail, 20s was just bail central. I'm too hungover, I'm too whatever the case may be. But now I think I've gotten better at it. But when people cancel plans on me, no worries. You're giving me 2 hours of my life back.
Yeah,
you know,
you're thrilled.
Now I can actually be depressed like I want it to be.
You can go back in bed
in the like crinkly clothes.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
I'm a very social person. So I thought. Last night I went out dancing and was like, oh, I'm gonna be early 20s girl. It's not as much me anymore.
Totally.
Things are shifting. Now I want to be on Pinterest building boards to decorate my living room. Now I want to be on Facebook Marketplace aggressively trying to get a velvet chair.
Totally.
I want to go out on a dance floor sporadically.
A couple times a year.
But my social battery's changing.
Okay, I'm so sorry to divert from this, but in regard to the velvet chair, what's the what are we building here? What's going on?
Yeah, what's the velvet chair look like?
I lived in an apartment upstairs. It's like an 1895 style home that they broke into different bungalows.
Ooh, oh, yes, I've seen pictures. Yes, it's beautiful.
What are they called?
Bungalows?
Are they actually really called that?
You never lived in a bungalow?
They're called bungalows?
You've never been in a bungalow? Oh, no.
I'm so sorry to divert again. Have you not heard the word bungalow before?
I've heard bungalow.
Yeah.
But I've never heard bungalow.
Have you ever spent time with a comedian who can't deliver something straight?
So
are you familiar? Are you as well traveled as we are? Have you been to Bit City?
So you're doing. Let me just explain the joke and ruin it. So you're doing like the gnar, but with bungalow.
I can't.
Right?
Stand you.
Not to deviate, but can I play you separate?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I love my friend Mary is one of the most.
Are we going to break down
incredible people I've ever met.
did that in character as well. I can't handle it again.
So we're here. This is what this is about, actually.
Can you blame me for thinking that in this real estate market we're currently in, that there exists some fucked up thing called a bungalow that real estate agents from Selling Sunset created to charge
indoor outdoor layout. It's a classic bungalow.
So much money,
as we all know.
Bungalow.
The Selling Sunset girls are the only real estate agents that are allowed to work within the confines of Los Angeles. Everyone has to go through.
And they only work 5 hours.
Go to Silmar, Simi Valley.
Even if you're trying to rent a studio apartment in K-Town, click, 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 and then you hear the music.
It's like, I want to be my girls in the
walking in my heels. And
I love when they're waiting. They're going like this with their straws. Hey, you look amazing.
So this is it.
What is ceviche?
Hi.
Now looks really yummy. Thank you so much. Thank you.
This is a bungalow.
So we need to talk about your bungalow.
Really quick.
What are the plans? What's the motivation?
I have a bungalow.
So I used to live in the upstairs unit, and then randomly the downstairs one opened, and it's a Craftsman apartment.
You had me a Craftsman.
From...
You sick the windows.
Wait, you have one of those things where you can't read on the side.
Oh, yeah.
That's because she's watching porn all the time. That's why.
Constant porn.
Oh my! Those
Can you
windows. Those windows.
You're sick.
So, but
Are you going to try to get it?
What do you mean, get it?
That's the
place. This is my apartment.
Oh.
I've been on, instead of going and spending time with people, and I really do mean this.
That's your apartment?
I've been spending time. That's my apartment. Can you believe that? I've been working
sickening.
And
it's
I
sickening.
gotta say, Facebook Marketplace, like I have been very strict with myself about like, here's where you can spend money. A couch. Like I wanted a nice couch.
I gotta show you the chair I got.
I gotta show you the chair I got. Things are shifting for us. We're talking about all delighting around this. And
dare I say that's good.
Facebook Marketplace, $40.
That chair,
$40.
I was literally looking for something like that.
Most comfortable chair I've ever sat in my fucking life.
And it's like, I will say mine's not that comfortable, but it looks gorgeous. And no one's in that nook.
No one's in that nook.
No.
Also, have you heard the thing about velvet chairs that online Gen Z is like, oh, if you have a velvet chair, you're bisexual?
And that's right.
And that's so true.
Wow, that's so true. That's really crazy. How did they know that? I mean, the odds are...
Yeah.
Specifically a green velvet chair.
Green velvet chair.
What about a green velvet couch? Does that mean you're pan?
Literally. That means you're like even more bisexual than any other bisexual.
And your partner.
That's a lavender marriage, yeah.
There we go.
Filming like a sitcom is a pretty rigorous, very like a rigorously scheduled thing.
Very scheduled.
Did you guys do it sort of like in the classic scheduled sense where it was like throughout the week you have certain, like, there's rehearsals, there's like, is it all happening within the span of a week?
It's very, very regimented. It's the closest thing to a 9 to 5 I've ever had.
Which is nice, right?
It was very nice for my sleep schedule. I've been able to carry that with me because, like comedian brain or just doing shows, it's like
late
my
at
brain
night
wouldn't shut off till 1, and then it's hard to get up in the morning. But every week goes the same. So Monday, you get the script over the weekend. Monday's table read. So they put the big table in the soundstage. And then you do a blocking rehearsal. Tuesday, you do a rehearsal, and then everybody with their clipboards comes in, and it goes like, and then it's a full run through for every day.
Is it like a light, that red light?
It's like a network test every day.
That's so scary.
I got on propanolol so quick.
I was like,
I need a beta blocker.
We're big on beta blockers.
We're desperately seeking a beta blocker sponsorship.
Yes,
that's one of the best, and because I'm like, who doesn't need a beta blocker?
Changed my fucking life.
Yo-Yo Ma takes them.
Yeah, and you know what? It really did change my life because the first few months of this. So I'll keep going, and then it's like that, and then a run through for the producers, and then the next day it's rehearsal, and then run through for the network and Netflix and the studio and
that's so
the people.
nerve-wracking.
Thursday you pre-tape any whatever scenes you're not doing live. It's really just a race. It's like get to Thursday and Friday, because they also cut lines constantly if they don't really play.
Do they give you new lines?
Nope. Sometimes, but a lot of the time they're just gone. So it's just a real, it's a lot of mental
You're fighting
endurance.
for those lines, kind of?
Yes. And the hard thing is, if they could make it to live, like that's where I can really sell it the most. I famously love live comedy.
Yeah, you're best.
But it's a really interesting schedule, and it's a very high pressure environment.
To have all those exact
So then in between, you're like, Mama, when I get home, I'm going to be in that velvet chair.
Mama, when I honestly think precisely that. I think there was a deeper desire to be home. I knew I had to get better sleep, and I didn't want to hear my bullshit out in the. I needed to just process this stuff silently.
Totally.
I wasn't going to go out to friends and be like, so much doing this sitcom job.
Truly, right before you got here, I've been on a kick for a few weeks where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't go out in the world and constantly complain, just bitching about my my life that I quite frankly worked very hard for and love.
That's the thing.
It's like,
I know, and it's perspective, right?
Yeah,
right.
It's like, well, when you're stressed, you're fucking stressed.
Well, and I think we all need to just validate. It's okay to be stressed about the thing that you want happening.
Yes.
In life, too, we can never mentally prepare for, we can dream about the thing we want, but if we dreamed about the stresses that came with it, it would be impossible to dream for the thing that you want.
Correct.
I feel like I've accepted that recently. I was in therapy and I was like, it's been like a really hard few days, and I'm just like worried that maybe I'm messed up again. She goes, I'm going to stop you. You're going to have weird days constantly. Like you're going to have a whole new thing that fucks you up, a new job, a new whatever, and then you'll get better after it. And I'm like, that apparently is just to be alive.
I know. Isn't it a hard reality though? I've had a therapist say that too. It's like, it's just your life is just there's gonna be another thing to be anxious about next week. And I'm like,
right. And then there's family, and then there, it's like, yeah. But I really did appreciate having some structure.
Yeah.
That was new to me. And I think, you're talking about accountability, and that's why I've always loved collaborative things, because, if I go to like a mod rehearsal or something, if I'm not there, we cannot make the sketch.
Yeah.
So, but if I'm alone and have to make the sketch, I just have to check in with me, who will just be disappointed in myself.
Totally. Well, you also
sleep,
do like
eat cheese and be
a
sad.
lot of content. You do a lot of your own content,
but that's sort of again impromptu. No, I have no.
You don't have like a rigorous schedule of like I need to get out 6
People
videos
hire
a week.
me to help them with that, and the irony is like not lost on me that it could never be me to do that. But I'll help you figure out what you want to put up every week. Sure,
but you had like brand deals, right?
Yeah, not a little while.
Let's get on that.
What's going on?
That's interesting though, to be like. In that to be like, I do this because I have a lot of stuff I got to get out, and I'm just like, the creative inspiration is striking.
Yeah.
And then it's interesting to be like, there's two ways to approach it. There are people who have like set content schedules. They do their thing because they're not in that state of it. And then to talk to those people to be like, okay, here's how you can get in that space to be generating new characters for yourself and blah, blah, blah. And also try and fit that into that right brain thing is a really delicate
thing.
balance.
Creativity and right brain, right?
Yeah.
I imagine that's why there's writers' rooms for things as well, is that to rely on one person each week to be able to, not that they couldn't do it, but I just
deliver
think like
something.
It is so hard to be like, all right, now tap into funny gear.
Oh, it's
No, but having that structure was helpful. I will say I was very much in my analytical brain for like those months. I was thinking in format and structure, and it's only in the absence of that, it's been like 3 weeks that I'm like, oh, I have some ideas again, but I didn't really know how to do both at the same time.
The flow state is like returning.
Yes. And now I'm kind of ready to just be like a goblin on stage everywhere.
Great.
That's great.
So if you know any rooms that are looking for like goblin material.
Goblin.
There's a few perches. That you can get.
Yes, if you perch in LA.
Goblin.
It's
That's so great though. I'm so happy for you that you got to this point, because that's huge.
Yeah. The brain has a funny way of sort of, as soon as a thing's done, forgetting that you ever did it.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, back to square one. It's like, well, calm down. But I did have a really epiphany, which was that it's never gonna. I've just been trying to return to why I love this in the first place, which is. Even bombing has felt really good. Performing live and being like, I'm alive. That was that felt really bad, but they didn't take my words away, and they didn't like. It's like, this isn't a shit on the sitcom. It's just
you have more control.
Autonomy, like the gift that we have to just go say our words, and sometimes they're met with like elation, and sometimes people don't get it. But how cool is it that we get to? And how cool is it that can't become obsolete? It's like one of the only things.
Wow.
Amen.
Like me bombing on stage, you can't AI that. When I auditioned for the show, because I play Leanne Morgan's daughter, I auditioned with no accent, even did the chemistry with no accent, and then they brought in a dialect coach to give us all accents.
Oh, you're doing it in the Southern accent. Oh.
Wow.
But then the dialect coach who had done the dialect coaching for Forrest Gump and Memoirs of a Geisha, and I go, which part of Memoirs of a Geisha? Is this problematic or is this allowed? She made us real Southern. So like then I went in and I'm like, Mom, I'll say it louder, okay. And then we did the run through and they're like, well, hold on,
honey.
We have to. So I'm kind of like Jamie Lynn Spears in Zoe 101. Like
Okay.
a slight twang.
Got it.
But in the hierarchy, Leanne's from Tennessee. Leanne's got an amazing accent, like just this gorgeous. She's just got a beautiful voice.
Yeah,
and it's like just such a delight. And then there's her sister, Ryan Stiles. So it's like order of how long people have lived there, and then the daughter that wants to leave. So it's kind of like she probably grew up watching TikToks and doesn't want to.
Isn't as attached.
Anyway, I thought that was.
I love that you came up though, being like,
oh yeah. I remember doing the table read and being like, "Are we sat on this?" Like, okay, Mom, see you later.
I love that.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
But it was like I'm doing a sketch.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how to not like look at the.
Well, you're the 90s, famously. You're famously the 90s. I've been experiencing I've been trying to quell a lot of rage about that lately. I think I complained about this last time.
This is one of Kyle's favorite phrases. Is like, you came to LA thinking like you could be a comedy writer in the 90s.
Well, I got here and I was like, well, in 2 weeks I'll be on a sitcom.
Yeah.
Because that's how it works. That was sold to me. But
it only took me 12 years.
It's cool.
That's nothing, honey.
I've been looking at all of our peers, and everyone is so funny and so talented, and everyone has been forced to become such prolific artists. Everyone is a not beyond a multi-hyphenate, they've forced us to become executives of our own networks.
100%.
And directors and editors and
It's insane.
And it's insane. And it's been going on long enough that we've all become very good at all of it. And it just makes me laugh that like I would love to see any of the people, because we're looking at these people that obviously we looked up to growing up, and they have these incredible careers, and they have incredible contributions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, I would love to see any of those fuckers spend a year making any of the things that anyone that I know makes.
Case in point, as soon as I rapped on Leanne, like the day after, I was like, I got to start posting on social again. I got to finish the feature, and I have a pitch that, and it's like, because that has to be the expectation.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful. The beauty, I think, is that it's made us such evolved artists, and like we're never bored because we have
ownership.
We have ownership. I just wish we were compensated for the millions of pitches and scripts and things that will never see the light of day that I literally forget I made and assume I did nothing. And I'm like, no, I have so many decks.
We were just talking about this
yesterday. Oh my God.
And it
you go
kills
through
you.
your Google Docs and you're like, oh my God, this is a fleshed out.
Yes. Or I tried to sell a show, it didn't go, and then it went away. And I'm like, I spent a year writing that, and then it went away. And that's a crazy feeling.
It's so crazy. Just yesterday, we were like updating a deck, which is like a presentation to help sell a show. And we were like, oh, we want to swap this out for like a future episode type thing. We're like, oh yeah, we want to swap it out for another one. Let's go back into like these pages from like a few years ago. We found easily 20 fully fleshed out episodes, and we were like, this is we zoomed out for a second. We were like, we're looking at 6 years of free work that we've done.
Oh, and we're all doing it not making money yet too. Like mind you, like it's like, with my blurry ass camera phone I started on Vine when I was 18.
Yes.
And that's how I supported myself was I would wait tables and then I would do brand deals on Vine, which arguably were harder to do because 6 seconds to sell Crestline stick. I was like, Crestline. But how do you make it quippy in 6 seconds? 6.7, excuse me.
6.7, yeah.
But even when I got my first paycheck for LEANNE, I was like, this is crazy. And my friend Josiah said, no, this is your back payment for 12 years of making... I'm so sorry, Hannah. Absolutely nothing. I looked at what I made last year for my beautiful managers, and it's $900. I made $900 last year. So not only did I not qualify for SAG insurance, but they were like, "Get the fuck out of my face!" Like, with your $900 to have good insurance this year, and
it's crazy.
Take care and get my fancy crown, aka just a crown,
just one.
Which, by the way, they will be coming for that.
Oh, absolutely. They'll take it back.
Yeah,
they'll take it back enough next year.
They will take it back.
Someone from SAG will just come and go pop.
We're
tired. So that all being said, we're physically, emotionally exhausted.
Spent.
After that's all said and done, do you feel replenished by spending time with people, or are you like, get me to my cave?
Oh, I love a wonderful dinner. I love one-on-one time so much.
Yes.
Or a big group setting is tricky for me nowadays. I think I'm I just like intimacy with people.
You're probably an extroverted introvert.
I think I am. You know what? Anytime I've canceled a plan and they're like, please, please, please come, and I go, I never regret it. I think once I'm there, I'm actually really happy that I am.
Yeah.
It's now the new thing has been knowing when to end the night. That's because it'll hit me like last night. I'm like, I'm done. I have to be done. I can't do what I used to do. Yeah. I'll hit a wall and
stay.
And I'll stay.
Yeah.
I mean, the number of extra drinks I had, or the number of like after hours bars we went to.
Yeah.
Like, what
for no
am I
point.
Doing here? I'm just trying to make sure people think I'm pretty, and like I already felt pretty 2 hours ago, and now I'm ruining it by staying, and I'm going to leave insecure because I overstayed my welcome.
Correct.
I'm still living in that place. I always stay. I'm currently staying an hour later than I should every single bar.
No good happens at the
I know,
extra
but
hour.
I need it.
I know.
I need to keep how good I felt.
I know.
I left a party last Friday, right when things were heating up, because I had.
Ooh, do tell.
Tits out. Right when things were getting hot. I had to leave because I had really early plans in the morning, but it was just like right when like everyone was at it, like their drunkest and most like fun, and like everything was feeling so fun, and I had to leave because I knew I had to leave, and I like walked out and I could hear the music in the background, and I like looked back, and I was like, but you have to go.
My public.
And I got into my Uber, but then I was like, wait, no, this is actually the magic. Because now I'm leaving this event going like, what could have been? Like,
true.
The what if, hate to say it, is always
the
fun.
What if is better than anything that's going to happen. The getting ready, the being hot, the looking in the
pre-gaming.
I'm going to be perceived so hard tonight. And then cut to me at the bar like, and then home being like, that was electric. Or start spiraling because I didn't get enough eye contact because I'm 6'2" in heels and like seldom get approached, and that's the only reason. Because other than that, I'm a supermodel. I'm just kidding. My friend and I was feeling like old, and my friend, talk about social. My friend that I'm about, we're gonna go do a fancy staycation tonight at the Sunset Towers.
Oh, God bless you.
Yes. Love a staycation.
And then I'm gonna get a facial, my first ever.
Oh my God, you're having a great Saturday.
I know. We're celebrating the wrap of the show, but she's like that friend that'll just be like, fuck it, we're going out. It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah.
I was feeling old like a year ago. I don't know. It was just, it was just
have our
hitting
moments.
me.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, we're going clubbing in Hollywood. I'm like, so that sounds like the opposite of what we should do.
Yeah.
And she goes, but here's the twist. So these guys come up to us, we're dancing, and they're like, hey. She's like, hey. I'm like, they're so young. Like, I feel even older. And then somehow age comes up, and they go, how old are you? And she says, we're in our late 40s. So all night, all the guys are circling us.
Complimenting you.
Can you believe these girls are so hot? Can you believe they're in their late 40s? They're parents. That was the trick.
Age yourself up.
So
that's
high
really
up
funny.
that you're undeniably hot. I'm the hottest 48-year-old in the game.
Yeah, you are.
It was the night of my life.
And men, like younger guys, I'm finding, like, I don't know what it is about these Gen Zs. They like older women.
Oh, they couldn't get enough of us. But I'll tell you what, if I had said 32, they would have said some bullshit like this. Wow, you don't look 32.
Yeah.
Get those words out. First of all, what the fuck does that mean?
They said,
No.
oh, God.
You don't look, what does 32 look like?
Yeah, exactly.
You tell me.
They said, okay, crone.
I'm like, In Touch magazine from 1999 that's like, Britney Spears gained 8 pounds and bravely goes to the beach at 31. Like, I'm like, oh my God. I lived in New York actually in my late 20s and acted like I was in my early 20s. But I don't regret that for a second.
No.
I needed to
That's
do
great.
that. It was like 27 to 29, which was like kind of a peak time to be in New York.
Yeah.
But New York 27 is, what am I trying to say? New York 27 is LA 24.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
no
I do see
one's
that.
hanging it up. No, everyone's partying just as hard.
Very much. Well, they don't have to drive.
That's the thing.
They can
and
bar
honestly,
hop.
like, I get it. I'm like,
Yeah.
it was so fun there. I had to get out of there.
Yeah.
It was so
No,
much
I
fun.
know.
I was having too much fun.
I didn't
Yeah.
know. I didn't know when to go home.
Especially at a
Yeah.
place where you're like, well, it's open all night.
Oh
like
my
we're not
God.
All night.
We'll go into the next morning if.
Yeah.
And I grew
We're
up
doing
in
it.
New York. My parents had 2 kids in New York City carrying 2 strollers down
Crazy.
the subway. Insane. And they were fucking partiers. Like, I'll hear these little...
Yeah.
My mom's like, yeah, for my 30th, we had a naked birthday. I'm like, say what? She's like, yeah, everybody hid naked. And then I showed up and it was a naked... I'm like, this. You're saying this like this is just common knowledge. We're all having naked
she had
30th.
a surprise party where she showed up to her apartment and everyone
was naked.
That's so
and then they're
fun.
like, take it off, Luke. And she's like, all right, happy birthday. You know, tints in the
I
wind.
am so frustrated that never happened to me yet.
Me
That
too.
sounds incredible.
They were in New York in the 80s, just like,
Ooh, baby.
oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah. Fucking, sucking, and snorting. Fucking, sucking, snorting. My mom.
And then they had you, baby.
My wife.
And also, like, okay, without even thinking, being like, everyone look at my body,
That's what I'm saying.
unburdened
And
by
that's
the
no,
by
I
the
just
In Touch
pretend to be in
magazine.
my late 40s
Yeah.
to accept my own body.
Unburdened by having absent mother Britney Spears gain 4 pounds
Right,
in the
but
back
they
of your
didn't have
brain.
the Airbrush
Yeah.
app. They didn't have social media.
Yeah.
They didn't
Yeah,
have, they
good
didn't
point.
have constant scrutiny.
You're so right. You couldn't have like a naked party. You'd have to have everyone check their cell phones out the door.
Yes. Oh, 100%.
Because imagine that like video of being like happy birthday and everyone's just fucking naked.
I just can't believe that there's technology now that with one click can show us a prettier version of ourselves.
It's so fucked up.
so
it's
twisted.
really
so
tough.
fucked up.
It's
That
really tough.
That people are just like promoting their shows with a filter on forever.
Oh my
and,
God.
and listen, more power to you. but that's just become
warped,
normal. And I mean, I even did it on Zoom. There's I don't know if you guys know this, the fix your appearance.
Fix your face?
Fix your face. And it gives me a nose job.
Yeah.
A little lipo. Yeah. No, because I'll do Zooms and I haven't slept and I'm like, let's get rid of those bags.
Yeah.
But
like always smiling.
Even the fact that we can Zoom and look at ourselves. It's the ability
I wish we could not
look at ourselves that is sickening.
Yeah.
So that I know, I'm like, that line wasn't here 6 days ago. You know? I shouldn't be able to keep such daily inventory of...
And then it makes me not appreciate where I'm currently at because I'll see pictures of myself from like, my early 20s when I just remember being plagued with like so much insecurity about my appearance. And I see, and I'm like, look at this adorable, look at this little twink.
But you were missing
and
it
I
then.
was like, oh no. And I'm like,
then you're going to do the same shit in 5 years now and be like, wait, I was so hot and am so hot.
And that's why I jerk off in front of every mirror. And I go, look at him.
In public places.
Oh, yeah.
At the Beverly Center.
You've seen it. You see me at the Webster.
I haven't seen you at that Webster. And the Sharper Image. I didn't know they had that store. Six back massagers. Back massagers. I used to when I was 11. I got my first audition. I got the movie, and then I thought that's what acting was. I thought acting was that you audition and you
were you a
the
child
role.
actor in New York?
I was.
I did the same thing, but with a fire safety video. Go on. But I
one fire safety video, and then you are
literally when you go in and you audition and you get it.
But yes, and then evidently,
but yours was a movie, a real movie.
Well, I also grew like a foot in 2 months, and I was like 5'10" and 11, and I'm like deep doop.
Okay, so you get the part, and you're like, this is it.
And they paid me like $3,000,
which is huge.
Bless my parents, love them to death. Financial literacy, and they would say it. They will say it. It's not there.
Sure,
they're very like, every day's my last. Live it up. Let's go to Egypt. like we were a kid, and I'm like, why are we in Cairo? We don't have a lot of money. But whatever. Honestly, like arguably, maybe the better way to live. It's all going to burn to the ground.
Yeah, can't take it with you.
They didn't. So instead of them putting that aside, it was right around Christmas. I go to $3,000. I go to Sharper Image.
Oh my god, Sharper Image.
I spend like $1,800 on Christmas gifts for my family, like frames that talk, like,
and they're like this thick,
thick and weird, impractical things, like a whisk that sings, like
every appliance makes a sound.
You're like in the Beauty and the Beast house.
And it was at the King of Prussia Mall.
That is a massively fancy mall.
I spent my whole Woodsman paycheck so quick on Sharper Image.
I love that.
Absolutely worthless, accessories.
But that's so sweet that you got other people's stuff. And
I
sure,
love buying Christmas gifts for my family.
Yeah.
It's like
when do you start? Do you start later?
Day before.
Yeah.
Kyle does it like
running
3 months.
Like Kermit the Frog.
Me, day before Christmas. There's a frame that talks.
I need the thickest picture frame you've ever seen in your life. It has to be digital, and they're never going to put pictures on it.
Yeah, I want them to keep the picture they put in of the mother and the daughter that they took, the stock image, but the message, I'd be like, I love you, Mom.
You could never hang it flush on the wall.
No, it's too thick. It can't be mounted. Wait, what were you going to say?
I don't know.
Weird that you forgot after I went.
Okay, so we have a part of the pod where we have 2 parts. One where we do bail or nail.
Okay. So this game is called Bail or Nail. Bail, you're not going to that. Nail, you would go. A skiing trip.
Nail.
Are you good at skiing?
As of recent, I sobbed on a lot of mountains to learn, but I'm blessed to have a husband whose parents they plot them on a mountain when they were little.
Okay,
and they gave me private lessons, so that's the only way I know how to.
Classy.
Very cool.
I'm like, it's $100,000 to be good.
Yeah,
no, it's to dress up like a robot
rich,
and go to on top of a mountain.
Do you like
it's a rich activity,
an après ski moment?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's shameful. When I first started skiing, I was like, ugh, I'm never going to get into this bougie shit. Now I'm like, it rolls.
It rolls, yeah.
I'm not going down the mountain, but I will be in the lodge. I will be.
Same.
Just the ambiance of it's great. Yeah, I love it.
So
Like, I don't need to ski, but I want to wear that full suit.
Yeah.
With the little hat.
Look like Flanders.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Yeah, just carrying poles around.
Okay, Chili's.
Bail.
You don't like Chili's?
I feel like I've gotten food poisoning there.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that hard for you?
That's a hard thing to hear. No,
I think it was an airport one.
I'm not like the biggest Chili's fan in the world, but I love a chain.
Yes, I mean, listen, that was the fancy place we went for birthdays in high school.
Yeah.
It was like everyone put on your best for going to Chili's to get the lava cake.
A homecoming dance.
Bail.
I
mean, I went, like, fucked around in the back seat.
Wow.
Okay, work.
Drunk. Yeah.
Because I was drunk.
I
am so regretful that I didn't drink. I drank in high school, but I was too scared to do it before dances of being caught. I wish I was wasted at all of this.
You know what?
It would have been so much more fun
to be kind of wasted at dances. We were all just like dirty dancing.
Dirty dancing.
Daggering each other on the dance floor.
I mean, I remember seeing someone on the dance floor, I think,
having sex. What's it
like the leg up and like the grind?
Oh my
God.
God.
When I went out in the real world and realized that like people don't just start grinding automatically, it was so eye opening to me.
We were at Akbar last night a little bit.
Well, that's different. Were you out with Chick Delaney? Yeah, of course you were.
Where else would I have smoked a cigarette?
I know, but yeah, also the only person that I'm like, well, I'm gonna smoke a cigarette because I'm out with Delaney,
right?
And I'm gonna be grinding on the dance floor.
But it's crazy. Like you think everyone's just like getting up in each other's crotches.
Yeah.
It was this weird ritual where, like, essentially it was like, just march up to any girl and start grinding with her.
Yeah, and then the teacher's like, no.
But the thing is, you create a dense
circle.
and then like the closer and closer you get to the middle, the filthiest this is getting. It's
weird. It must be to be a teacher.
And
they're just
children.
They're just dry humping.
So you're like, they're just trying to fuck through the clothes, like just trying to get in there.
In ninth grade, I had never grinded with a guy, and there was like a homecoming dance coming up, and I made my best friend Caitlin, who had like grinded before, I made her like teach me. So we were like in my room and we were playing Sexy Back, and we were just like in my room, and she was like, okay, now the guys are gonna, I guess this is like a wet
And has
dream
Caitlin come out
someone.
yet? Or?
No, she's straight. We're both like pretty straight.
Whoa.
I love pretty straight. We're
Pretty
pretty
straight.
I mean, who's fully
straight?
Yeah, who's fully straight?
Now
Exactly.
in this economy, no one can be fully
we
straight.
can't be fully straight in this.
But no, I remember. Yeah, she taught me how to grind.
I love that.
And it was really sweet.
Feels like Act 1 of a movie.
A Groupon for soap making class.
Bail.
You don't like soap?
I had a roommate that was absolutely a criminal and made soap, and I would help him make soap sometimes, which was an affront for other illegal stuff.
Got it.
I don't even feel bad putting this on blast.
Was there stuff in the soap? Like, were they hiding the drugs in the soap?
I just think that was like this is what I do for a living, but...
it was a front, yeah.
Now the Instagram says, California refugee, proud Floridian, science denier. I'm like, oof, gun owner, science denier.
Okay. I can see the intersection there.
No, definitely.
They left California and are safe in Florida now.
Okay.
Oh, is that why they said Californian refugee?
From California.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, like
I thought
they're
they were
saying
like,
they escaped California.
You're right.
Because I understand escaping Florida to live in California.
No, that's the irony.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think because of that, I can't fuck with soap making. And I didn't find the whole ordeal. I wasn't like, wow, we're artisans.
Yeah.
I'd rather like whittle.
Yeah.
But now I'm
Would you whittle a
starting
soap?
to think.
I would whittle. I'd like to carve it into something.
Do you like those videos when they cut up the soap and they go...
I love it. I love videos.
Whoa. Wait, speak on that.
Say no more. We get it.
But I love videos.
Well, I listened to a prison heist YouTube podcast, and a prisoner whittled a gun out of soap and then used shoe polish to turn it black and used it to get out of prison. He put the soap gun on the back.
At that point, I'm like, let them. First of all,
Let him go.
Doesn't suck, but like brilliant.
When I first heard you say that he used it to get out of prison, I thought he then said, "Look what I made," and they went, "That's so good."
You get to Southern,
and the judge was like, "Oh my god,
art is alive and well."
Whoa, you're out.
Okay, this is the last one. Waymos, those automated cars.
The ones that self-drive?
Yeah.
Bail. Spooky.
Terrifying.
I saw a video of one just flying through a stop.
Are you
stoplight.
serious?
And it was real, and like onto the curb. I don't trust those, and I don't trust the robots with my food.
I've never had one of those delivered to me.
Because I've seen them stuck on a grate.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's someone's fish tacos in there.
yeah.
Which already don't travel
Those are
well.
getting real cold, exactly. But that's on you for ordering a Baja taco.
Yeah. For one Baja taco.
One Baja-
single.
I was forced to be. No one forced me. I eventually got into it, but I was with a group of people that were calling Waymos when we were like going out and about, and they were like, I have Waymo, let's do it. And I was in the back seat of this Waymo.
I still haven't been in one.
Bouncing around from like bar to bar, and it was crazy.
Is it scary?
It was a little scary, and it's so funny because it's no different than calling an Uber because I've had too much to drink, and like there's nothing I can really do if I've had some
exactly your power
terrifying Uber drivers before.
Same.
But in my mind, I was like, oh no, if something goes wrong, I can't assume control of this vehicle.
That's wild.
Yeah. Well, you could, I think.
Because if it was an Uber driver, you could kick him,
I could
roll
kick
him out of the door.
Yeah. And then be like,
That's so easy.
But I don't know why. But for some reason, because
his little son,
there's still like the human factor to it that I was like, maybe I can reason with the man or something.
Hey, at least you're not going to deal with a creep. Like, I had an Uber driver that asked if I wanted to watch Game of Thrones. Like, I'm like,
at his house?
Yes. When he was like, you want to like come watch Game of Thrones with me?
Whoa.
Like,
I hope this was when Game of Thrones was still out.
No one in my late 40s.
No one was looking at me tonight, of course.
Finally, a little attention.
No, that's true. Like, I have had 2 friends that were dropped off at the wrong spot.
Oh, really?
And like
Waymo brings you to the desert.
No, Waymo's like
Coachella Valley. You're like, I want to.
No, like Waymo will literally bring you like to like the middle of the road, the middle of the street. You're like, if I get out here, I'm gonna get hit.
It's like a launch. It opens and it like flings you out like a sling.
Like Herbie the Love Bug. She shoots you.
Thanks, Waymo.
Wait, actually, that would be a sick ad. No, but they'll just drop you off in the middle of the street and you're like, hey, Waymo, like, I can't get out, I'm going to get hit.
And they're like, not my problem, I'm a robot.
Press a button inside that's like, call customer help. And this one man was like, hey, like, I'm so sorry. Like, what's the problem? And my friend was like, I'm in the middle of the road. And they were like, okay, well, they had to do a button. Like, so it was a real human talking to him.
And the guy goes, let me talk to Waymo. And he goes, what's going on?
Hey, Waymo.
Waymo, you know this isn't right. What is it? What do you need?
You're crazy, girl.
Let me talk to Waymo. Are you still upset about earlier?
This was a fucking delay.
We could talk to you for days.
There's a lot I want to scrap from this.
Okay.
Probably like 45 minutes.
Scrap from the record?
I said so many personal things. Just kidding.
Well, now's your chance. Go for it.
Yeah, let's start listing your family members' names and social security number.
It says her name's Luke.
Wait, also I love that your mom's name is Luke.
It's Luke. So my mom's name is Lucette, but in the South it was Lucette, and she didn't love that. So she's like, I'm Luke. My dad's name is Simone, but in Holland that's Simon. But everyone here calls him Simon. But doesn't it sound like
Luke
my
and Simone.
Dad would be?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Luke
hot.
and Simone.
Honestly, they can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, my parents.
I mean, come on. Well, this was great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's end there. Perfect place to end.
It was so nice meeting you.
I can't believe that we didn't know each other.
It's really fucked up.
Now we do. Now we
do.
can cancel plans on each other.
Oh, yeah. And now you know I won't care.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, thank you.
Please.
Hannah, where can people find you? Is there anything you want to plug? Tell them about?
You can find me on Instagram at Hannah Pilkes. You can find me on TikTok, but I should probably start posting there again. Also, Hannah Pilkes. And Leanne comes out on Netflix July 31st. All episodes.
Oh my gosh, we can try to time this.
Yeah, please.
So that way we have like our star.
Yay. I don't know if all the episodes drop at once or if it's like 8 and 8, but
okay.
yeah.
There's 16 episodes?
There's 16 episodes.
Oh, that's
Hell
great.
yeah.
There's 60 because it's sitcom, so they zip by real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
This is so fun, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thanks
coming.
Hannah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.